All right, guys. Final review on the 650 Kawasaki, the KZ. We got everything straightened out. We have a new clutch, which includes springs, the steel plates, the friction plates. So that's brand new. I readjusted the points, advanced the timing just a tad, and the bike is pretty much like it was new. Definitely likes RPM. I'm not used to having a bike. Well, let me close the vent here. Oh, the vent, the visor. I'm not used to having a bike with very little torque at low RPM. So we're doing about 55. Got the speedometer working too, and about 4,000 at 55. It's not bad, but and that's it. Fifth gear. So pretty much, if you're on the highway doing about 70, you're about 5,200. And since it's got a straight pipe with a small type of slip-on, it's a Kirka type header. I think I talked about that before. It's made by Delvec, and nice header, 4-into-1. It's a little noisy. Then I got the pods on the carburetor, so no more filter box. So, but the bike, the timing and the points really made a big difference, as with the clutch. So no more slipping on the clutch, although it does grab high. And I guess that's just the way it is, but it's okay because I'm a two-finger guy, and I like it. Works out better that way. So I'm going to take a ride over to my buddy's house, put some miles on it, and just to get the thing kind of broken in and ready for my brother when I bring it down to North Carolina. So it's a beautiful day out, absolutely gorgeous. It must be about 65 right now. Perfect weather for riding. Oh, this bike is so cool. It's so retro. It's so cool. It's got that Kawasaki sound. Oh, the most important thing I did. Well, one of the most important things I did the steering stem bearings. Took the ball bearings out because they get flat spots in them, and so you got these indents in the steering. And they make a kit to put tapered bearing in. And we put the tapered bearings, knocked out the old races and stuff like that. Only pain in the ass was just had to take the whole damn front end apart, which I had apart one time already, so whatever. Got that whole, and it just handles real nice. I mean, I guess you could say it's a tad heavier than what I'm used to with the Triumph, but it's an old bike, it's 44 years old. But it still handles good. And I got modern rubber on it. I didn't put the period correct rubber. I wanted something really good for handling, and it feels really good, guys. So I figured I would just do this last video. I know a lot of you guys tuning in more for the Scrambler, not for me, but I'm thinking that this would be my last review on this one. Maybe you might see it, be riding around with it down in North Carolina, but who knows? I just want to let my brother see it again. I've been having some other issues with other equipment, and everything just seems to go wrong. And finally, everything has been right on this bike. It's been a while. Took a long time for the carbs. This guy down in, I think his name is Wired George, is his handle or whatever. He really knows his carburetors, and I'm telling you, they were spot on. I didn't have to touch them, and it just worked great with the pods. A lot of guys don't like to put the pod filters on because they don't get the jetting right. Well, this guy just nailed it. It just is super. It's just absolutely, he just nailed it. So the carburetors are done right. Everything just finally came together on this bike. Everything, and it's just so nice to ride. It's like a little go-kart. Well, I shouldn't say go-kart, but it's a lot more visceral than my obviously my GS. Not so much more visceral than the Triumph, because the Scrambler is very visceral. You feel a lot what's going on, but it's just old school. You got a mechanical speedo, a mechanical tack. You got this. I don't know. I'll put on the brake. You got a brake land comes on when you squeeze the brake. You got your high beam, which I'm running because it's only like a 40 or 50 watt bulb. I guess you could put an LED on it, but my brother didn't want me to do. He just wanted me to keep it period correct, and it's bright enough so people can see it. And yeah, that's it. That's your lights, and you got a neutral light. No gas gauge. I had to change the Petcock. The Petcock is for the guys that not familiar with that, maybe younger fellas. It's a valve on the side here. I'm pointing to it. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. And it shuts off the gas. Well, I think in '79 they started putting these vacuum operated ones where you still had the position to put it in. You could either put it in reserve or prime to get the carburetors filled with fuel, or you could just leave it in on, but it wouldn't be on unless the motor was running, because then the vacuum of the motor would open the sorry about that. The vacuum of the motor would open the valve inside, and because a little rubber diaphragm, and you get fuel. But they're known to leak. It's 44 years old. It leaked, of course, and I don't like it. It's just ridiculous. It was make it so you didn't have to think about turning the Petcock on back in the day. I guess it was a more modern thing, but you can't get rebuild kits for them. But there's a place out in Oregon that sells a complete kit where you just have on, off, and reserve, just the way it should be. And I know a lot of the bikes, I think from '78 prior, just that's the way they had it. And so I had to put that on before I wanted to take it for a long test drive, which is what I'm doing now. The first review is just a short ride. This is obviously my final review, but I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. And the wind blast is not so bad. Maybe that big old headlight just stops it from, that's where the torque comes in. About $6,000. 80 miles an hour, very smooth, very smooth. Yeah. So, I mean, it's a comfortable bike at speed. You could definitely put some miles on it. I don't know what the fuel mileage is on it, but you could definitely put mileage on this thing. See how it handles one of my favorite kind of dogleg turns up here. Nice. Nice. Handles real well. The shocks are 40 years old, over 40 years old, but they're not like I said, I think I said in my last video, they're not bouncy or anything. They're very good, unless they were changed back in the day. Maybe he upgraded them, who knows. The front forks still have the same springs in it, and I feel the bike being very, let's go over some bumpity bumps. It's very compliant. It's not bouncing all over the place. Brakes feel real good on it. For single pot brakes, they feel really, really good. And as far as the heat's concerned, I don't feel anything. It's an air-cooled motor, obviously, but I feel nothing. I don't know if I'm going to take it out tomorrow. We're going to go. Oh, I just love that sound. So cool. Yeah, so I don't think I'll take it out. I want to, I don't want to have anything happen to it. I want my brother to be riding it. Like I said, this was going to be my pretty much last review on it, and everything seems to work great on it. The brakes, there's no leaks anymore. All my leaks are gone. The engine, I didn't have to do anything to the engine. Now, I know it should probably have a valve adjustment done. Well, maybe when I get it down to my brother's, I'll do the valve adjustment, but it doesn't seem like it needs it now because it's responsive, which when I first took the bike out, it wasn't responsive at all, but I think it was a combination of the clutch slipping and and I didn't have the points and timing set right. So, and now I think it's spot on, and that gentleman liked it. I just love that. Just love it. I don't know. Maybe it's time to get rid of my new bikes and get something like this. And it's not uncomfortable at all. Your legs are pretty much right below your shoulders. They don't really go back that far. Your seating position, you're not. I mean, You could be leaned forward if you scooch back, but it's pretty neutral. It's a pretty straight up. I would say it's 99% straight up seating position. This guy's afraid of the turn, so let's see. Nice. So yeah, so it's the seating position is I would say like a standard bike with if I compared it to my buddy's Suzuki 750 GSX, his leans over just a little bit, but not much, and this one I would say is a little bit less. So it's extremely comfortable. That's a good way of putting it. It's extremely comfortable, and the ride I would say is comfortable. It's not mushy at all, but still very comfortable. Still very comfortable. So if you guys are looking for an old bike like this, you probably wouldn't be disappointed. You probably wouldn't be disappointed. So, what else? What else? So it's got obviously mechanical throttle, but it snaps back. Not like the whatchamacallit, like my ride-by-wires, but maybe I need to oil up the throttle cables. I thought I did grease them up, but who knows? But still not bad. All right, so and gauges are easy to read. Obviously, they're right there, and that's it. You know, handlebars were replaced. I don't know if I talked about that. The handlebars would become about, I guess, to about here, and we wanted them more, just a little bit more sportier, but not too sporty, not like clip-ons or anything like that. But yeah, so what else can I talk about? So yep. So it's a cool bike. Very happy with it. Very happy with everything we've done on the bike. We upgraded the tires. They're all radials now. They were bias ply before with tubes. Now they're radials with tubes. The carbs are done. Tire, everything. We changed the turn signals. We put better, you know, more streamlined ones, smaller ones. Still period correct, but you know. So that was 95. So we're going 65 miles an hour. Let's see if we get up to 70, see what the thing's going to sit at. So at 70 miles an hour, or at like 5,400 or 5,200, like I said. Yeah, I said 52, but 54. And very stable. And the wind blast is not bad. That headlight's so big, it probably takes some wind off you, because I don't really feel anything on my chest. So you don't even really need it. I know the helmet helps a lot because the Shoei helmet is very, very aerodynamic. But yep, we're back at the Air Force Base again. Pretty much I'm taking the same route yesterday because my buddy lives out the way I was riding yesterday. I'm going to pull over and just see if he texts me to see if he's home. Just wanted to show him the Kawasaki. Always busy doing something. So, you know, the noise, I could ride like this for a while. And the noise is, you know, it's not that bad. You hear it, but for this type of bike, you expect it. I'm just so surprised that I could sit here at 65, 70 and be so comfortable. No turn on red. All right, guys. So that's about it. Loving the KZ. Fun little bike. You guys get your hands on one. You're going to love it. All right, guys. I'm out of here. Thanks so much for tuning in again. Oh, nice. 67 Chevelle convertible. That was nice. All right, guys.